just wanted to come on here and say that the Lord, He blessed me with a tremendous word yesterday, okay? I had been asking God to speak to me. I've been letting Him know, hey, I haven't been hearing from you. What's going on? Why isn't our relationship the same like how it used to be? Why can't I just hear you anymore? And you know what the Lord showed me yesterday? He showed me Malachi 1 and Malachi 2. And in Malachi, God the Lord, He is talking about how the priests are offering Him offerings that are just completely useless to Him. And it literally broke my heart when He said that if someone could just shut the doors to the temple because of how useless these offerings from the priests were to Him, because these priests were offering Him animals that were already dead. It wasn't a sacrifice. These priests were already offering animals that had defects, that weren't the prettiest, that were just the worst of the worst out of the entire herd. And that was not pleasing to the Lord. And when I read that, if somebody could just shut the doors to the temple, when I read that, it broke my heart, because that showed me right there how brokenhearted the Lord was due to their offerings, because He saw their hearts. Their hearts weren't for Him. They were acting out on religion and not out of the love of God. And guys, it really spoke to me yesterday, because the Lord told me that I had turned away from Him, because my praise and worship was not in spirit and in truth. My praise and worship was out of vain. My praise and worship was out of religion. My praise and worship was just nothing, useless to God. And He would rather have the doors to that church closed than having me still praise and worship at the altar and it just being completely useless. Guys, it broke my heart, because I felt it in my spirit on how the Lord was feeling, just a glimpse, but that was enough for me to say, hey God, I'm not going to turn away from you. I'm turning back to you. I'm not going to allow for the enemy to hold me away from you, to turn me away from you. How could I have done that to you, God? How could I have allowed for the enemy to creep into my mind and allowed me to operate in the spirit of religion? Guys, it came out of, I was worshiping out of anger. I was worshiping out of just doubt and fear. I was worshiping out of just literal hopelessness, because I was going through a trial that I could not overcome. I was going through something that I thought I would never be able to let go of. I was worshiping and under the spirit of unforgiveness. Guys, let me tell you, God sees it all. Let me tell you, He sees everything. So I would recommend for you guys to ask the Lord to scan your hearts, God, because He scanned my heart, and I can't give Him the thanks enough. He's so gracious. He's so merciful. I can't thank Him enough for even giving me that scripture that He gave me yesterday. He didn't have to give me Malachi, but He still gave me Malachi. After all these months of waiting, of me thinking I was in the right, I was in the wrong. The way that I was acting out on the altar, the way that I was just not worshiping Him in spirit and in truth. It's the truth, guys. And so I just wanted to come on here and just say that ask the Lord. Ask the Lord to reveal to you on what it is that you are needing revelation on, because He is a merciful God. Ask Him, truly ask Him. Don't just ask Him religiously. Don't just ask Him to just ask Him. Ask Him because you truly want to know. What is not pleasing God? What is not pleasing God? What is one thing in your life right now, in this moment, that is not pleasing the Lord? What's making him want to shut the doors on you? Because of how brokenhearted he is, because of how unpleasant your worship may be to him, because of how unpleasant the aroma that is coming from you, from your spirit, from your soul, because of how unpleasant that aroma is to him. Ask him, God. Guys, ask him, guys. Ask him to reveal it to you, and he will. And you may have to wait for just a moment, but ask him and truly allow him to scan you from head to toe. You need to know before he curses all of your blessings, before your blessings continue to be cursed, because he is a God who can curse your blessings. He created those blessings. He can take them away from you if you are turning away from him. I thank you guys so much for listening, for watching. I just want to say God bless each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you guys soon. God bless.